All right, hello everybody. Welcome to Digium Live. My name is Brian Ferguson, your host, and with me today is Digium's Worldwide Channel Director, Jim Butler. Jim, welcome. How are you today?
Hey Brian, all's good, thanks.
Good. So Jim, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do at Digium and how long you've been with us?
Sure. Well, my title at Digium is Director of Global Channel Sales, so I manage a team that has responsibility for recruiting and growing channel partners, both agents and resellers, and I've been doing this for about 7.5 years here at Digium.
Okay, great. So I know the channel is very important for Digium, and before we kind of jump into our specific channel program, can you tell us a little bit about, from your history in telecom all these years, how the telecom industry has changed, and especially for a value-added reseller? What's kind of different, and how's it evolving?
Sure. Well, I guess things really started to change back in 1999 when Digium got started, not just for Digium, but for the industry in general. So at that time, telecom solutions were largely proprietary. The dominant vendors could charge high prices by really locking customers into proprietary hardware and software solutions, kind of like the razor and razor blade. So once you get the razor, you charge whatever you want for the razor blades. And when Digium came to market with Asterisk, which is the industry's first open source telephony engine, things really began to change. Primarily because open source projects are inherently free. And the project attracted lots of developers who could now, with free software, essentially build out a full-featured and affordable solution based on open source and open standards. So the availability of Asterisk was a major catalyst in driving down the cost of telephony solutions overall. And then solution providers you fell into a couple of groups of people at that time. You were either people that embraced it and said, I'm going to figure out how to make money at this as a solution provider, or you were somebody that said, I'm going to try to fight this. And I think those solution providers that embraced the open source model learned how to profit from it, build successful telephony practices around the Asterisk project. Maybe while still selling existing solutions, but proposing open source where it was possible and attractive. I guess fast forward to today, cloud computing has really significantly changed the face of our industry because customers can now purchase telecom solutions on a per seat basis, per extension, per person, and really use services as they consume them. So they're really, and they're also paying for it on an operating expense model rather than building up a capital expense and paying for it all at once. So a customer that might have paid $36,000 for a phone system all at once can now pay, to make the math simple, $1,000 a month over 36 months. And what that model also allows solution providers to do is build a recurring revenue model. And over time, as long as a customer remains on the service, a solution provider, a reseller, can really generate more profit over time than they would if they just sold the system all up front and took the revenue and profit all at once.
Yeah, so there's a lot of partners that are, a lot of resellers out there, not just Digium partners, that are a little fearful of that model or just not real comfortable with it. What are some things that you can say that can kind of make them feel better, that that's actually a better thing for them?
Yeah, overall, the big hump that businesses have to get over is where originally I sold a solution and got $36,000, and to use my example, and all of the profit that came with it all at once. How do I build my business such that taking $1,000 a month is okay, or $2,000 a month is okay? Knowing that, at least in our model, after about 18 months, it really becomes a break-even for a solution provider. And then after that, they're actually making more money. So you have to build up that recurring revenue to feel good about it. But as a solution provider, you have to get over that initial cash flow hump. And that's a challenge.
Right. Okay, so let's get into the partner program a little bit. Talk about the partner program today. Where do you scale to? Would you go all over the world? What does the program look like scale-wise today?
Yeah, so Digium has a worldwide partner program. We have about 3,500 partners worldwide that are currently selling Digium solutions of all varieties, whether it be solutions based on the Astros open source project, doing custom development, training, installation, and so all different flavors. And we also have about 600 partners that have signed up really in the last 18 months to specialize in the sale of Digium's cloud services.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I know we have two different programs for on-premises sales and for cloud services. So let's start with the Prem. How is that program structured today?
Well, at a high level, the program sets levels of benefits to partners primarily based on three factors. So one is, what is their business model? How do they position themselves to customers? How do they sell? Are they internet resellers? Are they what we traditionally look at as VARs? Are they managed service providers? How do they go to market? So we have a program that's tailored primarily based on how you go to market. Second is how much as a partner do you want to invest? Some of our partners are, all in, training lots of individuals, getting them all certified. Some are, I just want to get into this program and opportunistically sell your solution where I see a fit, and then invest as I go along. And then the third is revenue commitment and revenue option. As many programs are out there, partners that invest and produce more are rewarded with additional entitlements, but partners are not required to sink a lot of investment into our program in order to get in at the entry level. I think that is something that differentiates us in that you don't have to commit a sizable investment just to get started. You don't have to assume all of that risk as a solution.
Yeah. So how about those entitlements that you mentioned? What are some of them for a premise-based reseller today?
Yeah, there's a plethora of them. I guess the key ones that are the meatiest ones are, as I said, tiered discounts. So we do reward partners with profitability based on investment and performance. We do have a deal registration program where partners that tell us about opportunities that they're working on get specialized treatment in terms of assistance in helping close that deal, as well as additional margin to protect them from another partner that might come in at the last minute and not really have a lot invested. So we do protect our partners who are doing the missionary sales work. We have an extensive training and certification program that is largely online and either at no cost or low cost. So we don't run our certification program as a separate profit center and really try to make money on it. We really look at our certification and training as enablement. We'll make our money when partners sell the product as opposed to sign up for classes. I think we do a better job than most on qualified leads and opportunities. So when Digium sends a partner a lead, well, first off, we don't even call it a lead. We call it an opportunity because we qualify it. So we talk to a prospect and determine, do they have budget? Can we articulate a need? Is there a time frame? Are we talking to somebody of influence or decision-making authority? Because if we're not at that stage, then why get a partner involved? Right. So we're not just sending out things based on somebody downloading a free white paper. We're sending it out because we saw that they downloaded the white paper. We've talked to them, and we found that they're a qualified prospect. So our partners give us high marks there. We have differentiated technical support. So our partners who have passed certification get to a different level of support and get a different into a different call queue than partners who don't, or end customers that really don't know a whole lot about the solution but come to Digium directly for the support. And then lastly, we have an excellent full-featured partner portal. So nothing replaces human contact, and that's all available. But many partners want to do things on their own timeline, and they want to be able to access our portal and find what they need. So I think we've done a good
Yeah. So how about the people too? I know there's some great people that are involved in our channel program today. If somebody makes the commitment to be part of it at a certain level. What members of our team do they get access to?
Yeah, so we have a channel team, both inside and field-based. We have pre-sales engineers who are available specifically to channel partners to be able to answer questions, help design solutions, and then we have a technical support team, as I said, that after the sale is made, if there's an issue, a problem, a question, we have a separate team for our certified channel partners to be attending.
Okay. So how about demos? I know premise-based partners like to touch and feel the product and try it out. Do we have a program to help them with that?
We do, yeah. So at every level of our program, whether you're an entry-level partner or at our top level, you do have access to discounted demo equipment. It's not, it's not used equipment. It's not for resale equipment. It's a real-life product, and all of our partners have access to that as an entitlement in the program at a discount. And the investment required in our demo equipment is probably not near the level that you might see with other manufacturers. And our solution is a value play, so it's priced competitively as it is, and with the discount, it's even better. And it's not required to get into our program that you buy demo equipment, but it's offered at every level. So if you come in at the entry level, it's not required that you buy demo. At upper levels, it is, but the discount is available.
Okay. All right, so let's shift to cloud. It's a whole different world from a partner level perspective. Tell us how the cloud program is structured.
So I guess just talking about cloud in general, I guess if you're a reseller and you've built a business practice around selling UC solutions and you're not looking at a cloud solution, you really should. I think customers are very focused today on cloud services. Everything's in the cloud now, right? It might not be the right thing for everyone, but your customers are going to ask you, and you want them to find out about that solution through you rather than somebody else. So, it's from an end user perspective, cloud gives you really no or low cost capital expense because you're paying as you need it by seat, by month. Typically, your local and long distance minutes are all included. The end user support burden on a solution that's in the cloud is very low. There's things like power and rack space, which we kind of take for granted a little bit in the small, medium-sized business world, but reality is all that costs money. Space costs money, power costs money. Cloud solution, that cost is not borne directly by the end customer. Responsibility for redundancy, restoral, that's all on the cloud service provider, being Digium. There's flexibility to scale up and down quickly, so you buy seats as you need them, you get rid of them as you don't. And then agility, how quickly do you want to get set up? Do you want to do a small pilot? You don't have to buy a $30,000 phone system to see if everything works okay. You can buy pieces and then scale it up as you need it, so you can do that quickly. So I guess as a reseller, if you're used to just selling prem-based equipment and you wish this whole cloud model never even happened because it's hard to make the business transition initially, you got to pay attention to the benefits. I guess from the partner perspective, I talked about recurring revenue. After 18 months, you're really going to make more profit off of a cloud sale than you would have off of a prem-based. In our model, you're operating as an agent, so there's no billing responsibility that you have, no credit that you have to worry about, no collections that you have to worry about, no taking title to equipment and paying for it, Digium or distributor. We take care of all that, and basically you're commissioned as an agent for selling the product. I think if you are selling both cloud and premise-based solutions, you're positioning yourself to the end customer more as a trusted advisor rather than just selling one or the other, because if you don't offer both, how trusted is that? you're just trying to sell one against the other because you only sell one. In Digium's case, the cloud experience that the end customer has and the experience that they would have with our premise-based solution is identical. So if you're on a sales team, you don't have to propose two different solutions that are really apples and oranges to the end customer that they can get confused about. It's really one experience. It all looks the same. It's just a question of how does the end customer pay for it, where's the equipment housed, to what responsibility they have, all of that. So same thing. Like I said, the biggest hump that is really the resellers to get over is how do you change your business model and get cash flow changes. But once you do that, the partners say, I can't believe that I ever sold premise, invested money in equipment collections, and I want to sell cloud everything. So.
Yeah. All right. So how does that our cloud program differ from our prem? How's that laid out?
Well, so as I mentioned, the cloud program, it is an agent program. So you're not buying seats and then at a discount and then marking them up and reselling them to the end customer. It is an agent program where we're paying agents a commission based on the referral. It's a little bit simpler from that perspective then. There are 4 tiers in our program. It's all based on the amount of referred business. Agents don't need to make a commitment to enter our program. They can sell the seats opportunistically if they want to by working through a master agent. Commissions are evergreen, so we pay them for as long as the customer remains on our network. It's not like you have to sell them again and again. As long as the customer stays on our network, agent continues to get paid, and then the rate grows as the business grows.
How about entitlements for an agent? What are those?
Yeah, so there are different entitlements. Some of them are very similar. Because of the nature of the cloud business, the portal is a much more important component. So all quotes, orders, configuration is all done through the Digium portal, as opposed to in our reseller program. The portal is a resource. You can generate quotes, but it's really not the central brains of how everything. Cloud, we really do everything through the portal. Just like the reseller program, the prem-based program for agents, all the training is online. It all is available at no cost to the partner. Higher level partners do need to be certified. Lower level partners do not, so it's there for them, but it's not a requirement. And then the qualified opportunities that I talked about is also part of the agent.
Okay. All right, so how about anything new? Is there anything new with the partner program that has come out recently that people would like to know about?
Yeah, Digium does a good job on a quarterly basis of continuing to have promotions to assist our partners in closing business. So there are always new programs on our partner portal. New this quarter is a support renewal program that actually we're just about to announce. It will be announced next week. Where existing customers who may have let their support contract lapse can now renew their support at a much lower cost, which is great because there are customers that just feel support isn't necessary, the product works, and then they get behind and never want to renew. Our partners and Digium want customers to be under a support agreement so we can help them when they need it. There are incentives for partners who complete certification training quickly. So it's not all just about revenue. It's things that precede revenue, training. So there are incentives for partners that get that done quickly. There's a very popular warranty incentive that we put out now. So customers expect their phone systems, premise-based systems, to last 7 to 10 years. There's server-based products. There are warranties that you want to have on servers. So we have a special promotion that we've offered for a couple of quarters now that's super popular. And like I said, in general, there are lots of things that we use to help partners extend incentives to customers to help them make decisions to purchase Digium and affect the timing. So we all want customers to order sooner rather than later, and Digium offers incentives to help our program do that with customers.
All right, great. Well, Jim, I definitely appreciate your time. Great information. If there's any, if a partner wants to get started, where do they go and how do they get going?
Yeah, www.digium.com/UC partner will actually take you to a landing page for partners that just want to get started, or just go to digium.com, click on the partner tab, and you'll see all the information about our program, the requirements, the entitlements, a profile that you can fill out to get started, and that's simple.
Great. All right, again, appreciate your time, Jim. Thanks very much.
All right, thanks, Brian.
All right, everybody, thank you for joining us on this episode of Digium Live, and we'll see you next time.